Good morning. It's Boxing Day in the UK. It's not Boxing Day here. It's Fête de Saint-Étienne. Um, it's the day after Christmas. And today here is Sunday. Well, obviously, in many parts of the world, it's Sunday. In this hemisphere, anyway. So everywhere's closed. Had it been the 26th of December, falling on a different day of the week, it might be that the shops were open, whereas in the UK, everything's closed. I've got quite a needy cat around, so she might decide to come and nag me. I don't know what she wants, but she's going away now. When I'm talking on here, she thinks I'm talking to her. Um, so she sort of starts talking. I can hear her. She starts talking back. Hope you all had a nice day yesterday and enjoyed your Christmas. And for those of you that are still having Christmas, then I hope you're enjoying that. We got home at I don't know, about 9:30. I had a really uncomfortable night. I think I may have said in the description of that very short video of where we were. I can have that table now because the cat's not sitting on it. I'm holding my coffee. Have a slurp. The we got upgraded. Oh, she's coming back. Don't drink my coffee. We got upgraded. Didn't know why. No, it's mine. I don't know why we got upgraded. I sort of have an idea now that it was possibly because there was no one else staying. I've got a feeling we were the only guests in the hotel. So it looked really lovely. The bed was enormous. It was two big single beds pushed together, and then a mattress laid over the top, a topper. So it looked lovely. And when I put my hands on it, when we got there, I thought, oh, it feels really comfortable. I'm looking forward to lying in that tonight. Oh God, it was just so uncomfortable. It was so hard. And I'm particularly sensitive to anything on feeling stuff. I can't explain it. I know that there is some sort of condition where, even creases in your things that are next to you are uncomfortable. And Mark does take the mickey out of me and talk about me being the princess and the pea because I can't bear the sheets to be too wrinkly and lots of things like that. So anyway, I really felt the discomfort of this bed. It was hard. So every knee, on my knees, on my hips, every joint that touched the mattress just hurt. So I slept poorly. We'd eaten late, and we did have coffee before at the end of the meal because I wanted a coffee, and I'd been reading a book called I don't know, just sleep or whatever about sleep. And I'd just been reading the chapter on caffeine, so I knew damn well what I was doing. I knew that this was a really silly thing, but we'd had other things that will keep you awake. We'd had red wine, and just the richness of the food would not go well. So I knew that it wasn't going to be a good night anyway. So anyway, I had a poor night's sleep. I was awake at 4 reading, and then laid down to go back to. No, I was awake at 3 reading, and then laid back down at 4 to go back to sleep, and struggled. But I think I did fall asleep, and then we woke. I think it was about, I don't know, about 8 o'clock. We got ready, and left our room at 9 o'clock. So I couldn't wait to get home. The problem is we've made ourselves so comfortable at home that we don't feel comfortable when we go away. We're going to just have to make ourselves uncomfortable at home, I think. So we got home, and that really pleased me because there were things that I wanted to get going with regard to cooking the dinner. And one thing I wanted to do was to get the meat out of the fridge to allow it to come up to room temperature a bit, because you're meant to cook meat at room temperature and not cook it from cold, because it's a shock to the meat to go from cold from the fridge into a frying pan or roasting tin, It's not good. It sort of toughens the meat, the muscle. So I wanted to get the meat out. So I did that. We only had a small, um, it really was, it was only like this big piece of turkey roast. And I put a pork roast in as well, because Mark likes turkey sandwiches. Um, so I wanted to stretch that. So I got those out and I got going with dinner prep. Mark said, "Oh, I don't think I can eat. What time are you going to be cooking for?" And I said, "Well, I'll just cook until it's ready." I didn't want to delay it because I've planned it and planned it. You plan it in advance and you're working over your plan. Well, I am working over my plan, and I just actually wanted to put the plan into place. And once it was done, I don't care what time you eat it. I don't care if you have it reheated. I want to just cook it, and then I'm done, and then I can relax. Because if I'd given myself 2 hours off until he was thinking that he might be ready to eat, I'd then got to get going. So I did it. I had a lovely morning cooking. I enjoy cooking, so I really enjoyed bringing my plan together. I enjoyed cooking it, and we enjoyed eating it. And I think we ate, I don't know, about 1:30. Mark didn't have anything to drink. I think that he'd had, because I don't drink a lot, we'd ordered a bottle of red wine with our meal the night before, and I'd only had a glass of it, so he'd had the rest of it. So I don't think he was up for having more. So yeah, so anyway, that was nice. So coming out of the hotel, we came out of our room 9 o'clock. We'd said that we'd be leaving about 9:30. Came out, it was totally quiet. It was dark because there are some areas of the corridors that you walk into, and then the lights come on when you walk into them. So that was a bit spooky. We came through. You have to walk through the breakfast room. Breakfast room was in darkness, not a sign of anybody. Walk through into reception. Nobody. Nothing. And you can see in my previous video, it's a big green arched glass door, and the shutters had been pulled across. So the shutters were closed, the door was locked, other doors were locked, and we couldn't get out. And we wandered around for a few minutes searching for people. I walked through into the restaurant, and Mark walked through into, there's another part that's used as a restaurant in sort of autumn and spring when the weather's not quite good enough to be outside, and we had a wander around. Nothing, nobody, no sign of anybody, no bell on reception. The phone had rung when we'd first got there. Nobody answered that phone call, which meant I thought, well, I'm not going to get answered either if I ring anybody. So we stood there, and then I was looking at the sort of paperwork and posters that were around and found a number to call to book a meal, book the restaurant. It was a mobile number, so I rung it, and it was answered, and the woman on the other end said, "J'arrive." When I explained that we were waiting, "J'arrive" means I'm coming. And then we stood, and another 5 minutes went by, and I said to Mark, "She's probably coming from down the road. I don't know who I got hold of." And then eventually a guy walked through and asked us what did we want, and we explained we'd like to leave, please. So he took us off round and through to another door, led us out the other door, and just as we were about to load our stuff into the car, Olivia, the hotel owner, came rushing up and went, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I forgot my receptionist wasn't going to be there till 10. And oh, it's good to see you. Did you have a good night?" And we both politely went, "Yes, thank you," because we're too bloody polite to say, actually, no, it was bloody uncomfortable. And we stood talking because we haven't seen her for a long time, and she was, I don't know, it's difficult to hear because then traffic was beginning to come along, and she'd got a mask on, and I think she was talking about staffing difficulties, how hard it is to get staff, and I think probably she was referring not to the climate here in France in terms of staff and availability, but could be to do with COVID, I'm imagining, and plus the town we're in is a small town. It's not a city. In a city you've got a load of people, a big pool of people to choose, to get your staff from. But here it's still quite rural, so it's just a small town. Anyway, as we stood talking, I watched this is going to kill some of you. I watched a rat running from the hotel side through to the road, and I just stood and we carried on talking. I didn't point it out, I didn't mention anything, because I know that in rural France, when you've got a big old building, we have a big old house, you do get vermin. You get, I haven't seen rats for years, but we did used to get rats down at the chicken run, down with the chickens, and I haven't seen rats for years, but I know that they must be around. Next door has got um, keeps chickens, and they're up near the house, and he's got a big pigeon loft that he never cleans. It's like full of pigeons that never fly. This is the man, who had the dogs. He's got a big pigeon loft of pigeons that he breeds for show, but they never fly. They never go anywhere. It's really sad. So there's great big piles of poo underneath that chicken loft, but also there'll be food and the spillage from the bird seed. So there'll be rats over there. I haven't seen any here, but I watched this rat run and thought, oh God. So anyway, yeah, it was. We've been there 4 years ago, and on a Christmas Eve, and we went with Joe and Jerome, and um, it was it just felt a little flat, I think, and it was the same this time. The food was nice, but it's quite a prestigious organic restaurant, but I think I have to remind myself it's Christmas Eve. Who wants to be working and cooking for other people on Christmas Eve? When I've eaten there in the summer, and we used to eat there a lot, we used to take friends there, it's been really lovely, the food. And I just think that on Christmas Eve, maybe you've got a sous chef that's doing the cooking rather than the chef. I don't know. But I don't remember the food there this time being outstanding. Um, there wasn't anything that I went, oh my God, this is just, I didn't do any of that. Mark did. He had chestnut soup, and he really enjoyed that. We both had quail for our main course, and it was, by then, I don't know, we were busy, really busy talking, and had got really involved in our conversation, and I sort of realised that I was eating without thinking, and suddenly thought, oh, hold on a minute, what, taste this, feel, see what it's like. But it didn't jump out at me. Anyway, so that was yesterday. It was nice. It was a treat. It was nice to go away for the evening and have a treat. Um, and it was nice to be back in my bed last night. Oh God, I've slept really well. We went to bed at 10:30. What? What is it that you want? Do you want picking up? Trouble is, you'll move away from me, and you won't let me pick you up, will you? Hey, and I can't. Come here. I can't pick you up because you're too far down, and you've only got one leg at the front, so you're not easy to get hold of. Don't rub around the tripod because you'll make it shake. No, I can't pick her up. Yeah, so I slept last night. It was lovely, lovely long sleep. I've not been up that long, and I haven't got to do anything today. I've got plenty of food left over from yesterday that I can just reheat, and I'll do a few more potatoes to make roast potatoes, because I only kept back 3 of those, I think, yesterday. And I made some sausage meat and sage and onion stuffing balls wrapped in bacon. And I had run out of bacon, but I had stuffing left, so there's the stuffing balls. I made a chestnut and sage and onion stuffing because Mark likes chestnut stuffing. I did Brussels with lardon and chestnuts, and the chestnuts were out of a tin because I never managed to process those chestnuts. It was just impossible. And I should have added the chestnuts as a last thing, but I added it all at once, and so the chestnuts all stuck to the bottom of the pan, but whatever. And we had carrot and parsnip mashed together, roast potatoes, and gravy, and pork and turkey. So I'm just going to do all that again today, but it's a reheating thing and just a few roast potatoes to make, so it's easy. nice to receive the comments. It's nice to see your comments. It's nice to see people saying, "Oh, I watch your videos, but I don't comment normally." That was nice. It's quite heartwarming to hear from people that I've not heard from or heard of. It always amazes me that people are watching these videos because they are really quite mundane. So I'm always quite shocked that I can't remember. I can't remember how many subscribers I've got, but it's a bit of a shock. I've lost some subscribers over the last. I lost one, then another, and I was talking about death and talking about Mary, and I wonder whether that's and so it was more personal stuff, and I think a lot of people are subscribed because they want to hear about France. So that might be it. I don't know, or maybe I've annoyed someone, but this is my vlog, doing my vlog how I want to do my vlog, and that's it really. I'm not really worried about subscribers. It's just a well, look, as I said, I enjoy your comments, but I'm not trying to build subscribers, and I'm certainly not trying to monetize. I think it's important to note that I think that when you watch these, there are adverts, but I don't put the adverts on. YouTube put the adverts on, and it's not because I'm earning money, because I'm not. I'd need 1,000 subscribers before I earn any money, and I'm not even halfway there. So, and then I don't not really bothered about whether I earn money or not, because I'd then have to declare it in my tax declaration, and that would complicate the matter. So no, that's not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing it because I like telling you stuff and chatting about stuff, and I feel like I'm chatting to you because some of you chat back to me, and that's really nice. I'm going to try and talk to Phil later. He doesn't know that yet. My son in the UK. I didn't bother them yesterday because I know he's got his dad there and his wife, so I thought I won't bother them. They sent us a present, a box with presents in each year, and that hasn't arrived. So I can't even tell him thank you for what he bought me, because I don't know what he bought. He did say to me before Christmas, "You should receive it before Christmas." Well, I haven't, and I'm a bit excited to see what's in it. Anyway, we'll see. So I'll talk to him later. So have a nice day after Christmas, whatever that day is called in your part of the world. And I hope it's peaceful, restful, and you don't have to work too hard. And see you again soon.